Hello everyone, welcome to Fashion Calgary. I'm Anya Basak and it feels so strange to actually interview you because I'm seeing you on TV, Gord, and it's just like I feel like we're switching roles right now. But for those who of course doesn't know Gord Gillies, he is the anchor of at Global TV in Calgary, and but I shouldn't. Everyone knows you, Gord. So thank you for your time, for being here with us, and thank you for being part of this year campaign. I will be thanking you at the end of our interview, but what a beautiful day to have a quick chat with you. And for those who don't know much about you, can you tell me how did your journey with TV started?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm a Calgary boy, so I grew up in Calgary, so that's fun to be working here and having fun with friends that I still had as a wee kid. I got into radio. I always wanted to be a sports guy, a play-by-play guy doing hockey or something, and worked into radio and worked a few jobs in BC in the smaller markets. Got a job at CJ92 up on the hill, Broadcast Hill, and at that time they were owned by CTV. They had an opening on a weather person at TV. I went from radio to TV, and now I've been doing TV for, seems like 100 years, about 25 years though. I've been here at Global about 25 years. So I've been in Calgary for a long time, and I got in through radio though. Took a radio course, did some radio, and then got into TV.
And you said weather?
I started as a weather guy. Yeah, my first TV job was, and that's actually a lot of radio people go from radio to TV and do weather, because in radio there's no dead air. Dead air is bad, right? So you got to keep blabbing. And what do weather people do? Blah 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 blah, right? So if you come from radio to weather, you got the gift of the gab, and you usually do okay.
Yes. Well, that's why you presented today's weather so nicely. I'm like, I forgot about that part. But being an anchor and news, that one of the main news, what do you think for you, what's the most challenging part of doing what you're doing?
You know, the difficult part is this, a lot of the stories we do are terrible stories, right? Horrible tragedies or whatever, and that does take its toll on you. And that's the hardest part of my job, is when you have to present information to the public that is terrible. If there's been a big tragedy in Calgary or whatever around the world, those are horrible things to do.
But rewarding as well. What are the other opposite sides?
Well, and the good side is you can add context to even a bad story sometimes, and hopefully push so it doesn't happen again, or there's some good comes out of something terrible. And we get to share stories that are really positive all the time too. People doing neat things in the community, like yourself, doing different things. So that's the payback, is when you can shine a spotlight on something wrong and you make it right, or you help somebody. That's the payback.
Of course. And I was always wondering, how long does it take to prepare to everyday segment?
Well, for news, I do 6 to 7 at the news hour, and I'm in at 11. So you think, well, what do you do for 6 hours?
A long day.
Well, but what do you do for 6 hours? But we're involved in the planning of the day, the lineup, the order you put your stories in. You try and pick a lineup, first of all, what's going to be in our news tonight that hopefully the viewer will like and is important to them. What order do you put it in? Writing it, getting involved with it. So there's all kinds of different things we do on the editorial side of deciding what goes into our news that keeps us busy. But I'm 11 to 7 pretty much Monday to Friday.
That's a long day, and I think most of people probably thinks, oh, you probably get to the studio 4 or 5. He's just like putting the suit on and he's like right there.
I wish.
But it takes lots of time.
Yeah, and a lot of what we do too, I think, Anya, is we're in the community doing things, so we're busy out talking, helping charities, getting involved with things at the Children's Hospital or whatever. So there's a whole other side to it of things we do, which is rewarding, very rewarding. But it's a busy life, but it's not a hard life. I'm not lifting furniture. It's a good life, but it's we work hard and it's fun.
And you probably like it if you're almost 25 years.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I have to work with grumpy old Linda Olson every day, and she's hello. I know she was with you last year. Beautiful woman, and twice as pretty in the inside. Just a great lady. And so I have a fun job, and I'm a blessed young man. You bet.
Well, being a Calgary boy, as you mentioned at the beginning, what do you think about the cultural scene in Calgary in general?
Has it ever changed? I mean, growing up here, I was in my little white guy land. Got to be honest with you. I don't know if that's politically incorrect correct or not, but we really didn't have the mosaic, the rainbow we have now. And with that rainbow and new cultures that make up Calgary, the fabric of Calgary, are the different cultures, the different festivals. That makes it so great. So the city's way more fun, way more interesting than when I was a kid, when it was pretty bland, white bread, and now it's this wonderful mosaic. So I think it's really added to the greatness of the city for sure.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your positive energy with us, and we can't wait to see you on the night of the gala event.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Well, thank you.